I'll admit, last week might have gotten the season back on track. I mean, most of the games ended in one score. We had a lot of great plays, and we saw not one, but two blocked field goals returned for touchdowns. When's the last time that happened? What's going on, guys? Six Report here, back to another video. Today we are talking about Week 5, and what's going on, guys? Six Report here, back to another video. And today we are talking about Week 5, where the Chiefs are on a bye. How disappointing for the entire league. Now let's get into these games. Alright, our first night matchup is going to be between the 49ers and the Seahawks. Now both of these teams, they were coming off some tough losses. For Seattle, it looked like they were going to tie the game against the Giants, and then a blocked field goal happened. Yeah, that was not good for them. But it was also not good for the 49ers to blow a 10-point lead, this time to the Arizona Cardinals. And they had a chance to win it, but then Brock Purdy threw an interception that ended the game. Now, this is also going to be for first place in the NFC West. If the Seahawks win, they're going to have a 2-game lead over the 49ers. If the 49ers win, they will be tied, but the 49ers will have the tiebreaker. And I'm going to go 49ers on this one. I think they are still the better team. Even with the injuries, I'm still going to go with the 49ers. Jacksonville's taking on Chicago. For Chicago, Caleb Williams finally had the breakout game that we've been waiting to see, and the connection with DJ Moore is finally there. This could be a sign for things to come as this season goes on. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, got their first win of the season. Now we do not have any more winless teams. And for Jacksonville, yeah, it looked like they were going to blow it, but they got a last-second field goal and were able to get the win against the Colts. But I don't think it's going to be 2 in a row. Give me Chicago. Washington taking on Baltimore. For Baltimore, they had a pretty exciting game on their own, with them coming back from 10 points down to send the game into overtime. Looked like Cincinnati was going to win on a 53-yard field goal, but a botched hold prevented that from happening. And Baltimore, all it took was one play from Derrick Henry, and they got inside the 10, and Justin Tucker finished it off. And for Washington, this team is 4-1. No one would have seen that coming. Jane Daniels is the best rookie in the NFL this year. I'm going to go with Washington on this one. As surprising as that may be to hear, yeah, I'm going to go with them. Arizona taking on Green Bay. Green Bay, they were able to hold on against the Rams. It got scary a little bit, but they managed to hold on. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, as I had mentioned, they came back from 10 points down against the 49ers, and they ended it by picking off Brock Purdy with under a minute to go. And for this one, I'm going to go Green Bay. Houston taking on New England. For New England, not much more I can really say. They're coming off a loss against the Dolphins. They are definitely not a good team this year, and it looks like we may be seeing Drake May really soon. Meanwhile, for Houston, they're 4-1 right now. They are in control of the AFC South. Definitely one of the favorites in the AFC. I'm going to go with them over the Patriots. Tampa Bay taking on New Orleans. For New Orleans, they're coming off a Monday night loss to Kansas City, and Derek Carr is hurt. We do not know when he's going to be back on the field. And for Tampa Bay, they're coming off a loss on Thursday night to the Atlanta Falcons. I say they rebound, and I'm going to go with the Buccaneers. Browns taking on the Eagles. The Eagles are coming off a bye, which is a good thing. They needed a reset. They've got to get back on track. Jalen Hurts has got to stop turning the ball over. That is one of the big things that's holding this team back. Jalen Hurts turning the ball over. They've got to get it together, get Saquon going. And for the Browns, I just don't know what's going on with this team right now. And it goes beyond Deshaun Watson. I don't know how much longer he's going to be their starting quarterback. But it goes beyond that because they struggled against Washington when Washington had a rookie quarterback. Normally, with a defense that we thought was going to be as good as Cleveland's was going into the season, they should be able to handle a rookie quarterback. And that's not what happened. They got absolutely destroyed by Washington. So this is all around. I don't know where Cleveland goes from here, but one thing I do know, I am picking the Eagles in this game. Indianapolis taking on Tennessee. For Tennessee, they're coming off a bye, and Will Levis has got to play better. All right, it just starts right there. Will Levis has to play better. Tennessee, they weren't expected to do much this year, but Will Levis has got to play better, or else Tennessee is going to be looking for another quarterback come the offseason. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, we do not know if Anthony Richardson is going to play, but Joe Flacco's been doing a good job filling in for him. I'm going with the Colts over the Titans. Another team coming off a bye. Chargers are traveling to Denver to take on the Broncos. And for the Broncos, good win. That was a very good win against the Raiders. Exactly what they needed. Bo Nix had a very solid game. And we'll see if that can continue throughout the season. And if it does, the Broncos may be a surprise playoff team. Wait, did I just say that? Yeah, I did. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, like I said, they're coming off a bye, and they needed that because their guys got hurt. And hopefully they have most of those guys back, if not all those guys back, by the time Sunday rolls around. For this game, I'm going to go with the Broncos. Pittsburgh taking on the Raiders. For Pittsburgh, back-to-back tough losses, coming off a Sunday night loss to the Cowboys, and things are not looking good for them right now. They really are not. They cannot keep doing what they have been doing the last 2-3 years. Can't keep just relying on the defense and hoping the offense just doesn't make a mistake. That offense has got to do more. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, well, we'll see how much longer Gardner Minshew is going to be the starter there, and they're going to move to Aiden O'Connell. Yeah, I don't know what more we can expect from the Raiders this year. I really do not. Give me Pittsburgh. Atlanta taking on Carolina. Carolina. Do I really have to spell this out? They are just not good. They really are not. For Atlanta, they're starting to come together. They are starting to come together, and they can keep playing like they did on Thursday night. They are going to be favorites in the NFC South. I'm going with them over the Panthers. Detroit taking on Dallas. For Detroit, they are looking like one of the best teams in the NFC. Really, they would be considered the favorites in their division if the Vikings weren't 5-0. That's really the only thing stopping them from being favorites in the NFC North, but they are looking very strong. As for the Cowboys, they got a much-needed win on Sunday night, but really, how far can this team go? I mean, they're just not what we would have expected them to be. They're just not playing good football early this year, and I'm going to go with the Lions over them. Cincinnati taking on the Giants. For Cincinnati, I mean, they're 1-4 right now, and that defense is not good. It's one of the worst defenses in the NFL this year, and it's a shame because Joe Burrow and the offense are playing extremely well, but the defense is the reason that they are 1-4 in the first place. They are just not playing well at all. As for the Giants, they got to win on the road in Seattle. Can they make it 2 in a row? No. I'm going with Cincinnati. They desperately need this win. And our Monday night game is going to be Buffalo taking on the Jets. For the Jets, Robert Saleh is gone. He has been fired. Their defensive coordinator is going to be the interim head coach. But really, I have no idea what's going to happen with this team. I mean, the problems with this team go beyond the head coach. There's just something not right with them, even with the talent they have on defense. The fact that Aaron Rodgers is now healthy. The fact that they do have playmakers on offense, but something's just not right. And I don't know what it is, and I don't know if they're going to find out by firing their head coach. So this is going to be interesting to watch as the season goes on. Meanwhile, for the Buffalo Bills, they're coming off back-to-back losses. Last week, they lost to the Texans on a last-second field goal. They got to put some wins together. They're not in any danger of having their season fall apart, really, because everybody else in that division is not great, but they want to be seen as true contenders in the AFC. They got to play good football these next few weeks. I say they get off on the right foot. Give me them over the Jets. Alright guys, those were my picks for Week 5. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.